It is hot, 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 hot. This is Texas Zone 8A, and it has been 99 degrees or higher since I started planting seed in this garden bed. And it is 10:26 in the morning, and it's 90 degrees. It's going to get to a wonderful 105. Somewhere, give or take, hot, hot, hot. I'm sure you guys have lots of colorful words to say how hot it must be here, but to keep it family friendly, it's just hot. So keep the water going, and I still have some shade that needs to be cut back from the garden, but right now I just have seedlings for the most part, and I want to show you that even in Texas you can start a garden late. I started planting seed June 22nd and 23rd. This is like Lake Texoma, the north border to Waco area, and our last freeze approximate is March 15th. We have seen that to be earlier, but you just never know. So you could have a summer of 75, 100 degree plus days, or you could get 2 100 degree days. So on average, we get 20 100 degree days in the summertime. The first freeze on average is November 15th. I've seen that we don't get a freeze until December, but we have rarely had it as early as Halloween, and no snow. It would just be just a strange cold snap that happens for like 1 or 2 days. And but November 15th. So if you go with March 15th to November 15th, we're looking at 210 days of growing. Of that time period, we still have 110, 120 days left. So that's why I chose to go ahead and start a summer 100 degree heat garden. And you've seen in this last segment that the progress that my seedlings have had. Those were planted 2 weeks ago, and today is July 7th. So I planted seed the 22nd and 23rd of June for much of the garden, but I got in my shipment from rareseeds.com, and you have to use the S, rareseeds.com. And there's lots of places. There's Annie's, there's different ones. I ordered from this particular one because they had some rare seeds and more uncommon items that were not on some of the other sites, and I wanted just one shipment. I did get some sweet potato slips. They were quite expensive, but I wanted to test them out to share with you guys. I got 5 slips. I'm going to plant them. They were $15. That's pretty pricey for me. Maybe to somebody else it isn't. I'm a very frugal person, but I wanted to get sweet potatoes started. I hope I get at least my $15 worth of sweet potatoes. We do eat them. I do buy them at the grocery store, and but they do store pretty well and as a potato, so I didn't mind taking the chance. If I have a good harvest, I can share with others. So this garden is well, there's about 280 growing square feet. That's my double compost bin over there, and the little doors on the front are just some child's clubhouse type plastic rooftop. So the 2 pieces made a roof, and they made 2 doors or gates for the front of my compost. So that's what you see over there. And but there are 6 garden beds here, and so I want to show you what the progress has been in this amount of time. And we had our first grandbaby in June, and so we are excited about her, and she's doing good. The family's doing good now, so we're all good. So let's look at our vegetables. So let me give you a tour. Here's the first bed, and I'm doing the postage stamp garden method for the most part. And so you'll end up with plants much closer together, so you're not wasting space. But here is my corn. And I would say with the tops, you know, there's probably 18 inches tall when I hold the leaves up. And there's a little bald spot over here. I don't know, did I skip a spot? I don't know what I did here. I don't know if I planted it too deep, too shallow. And nothing ever came up there, not a sprig whatsoever. So maybe I skipped it. Or maybe it's just super late. I have no idea, because look how tiny that little guy over there is. He's really late, so maybe it's planted too deep. And I have a little bee following me around, so hopefully I don't get crazy with the camera. He's like swarming around my legs. Anyway, so here's my corn. I'm so excited. I did not do succession planting because this was not a spring planting. So I just wanted to see, what can you do when you plant late in the summer? Planted eggplant here. And when I planted my seeds, I planted them the 22nd and 23rd of June. So we're looking at about 2 weeks, and they didn't come up. So 2 days ago, I went ahead and planted another seed for my eggplant. This one plant here, I bought the plant itself, a small little cup size plant. So we're gonna hope that it still fruits, but in the meantime, we'll see if my seedlings come up. I did plant, my birds are competing with me for the camera. But I did plant some other flowers and things here and there to help out with insect control, beetles, and different things like that. I have white scalp squash growing here, and I don't know if I purposely did just 3 and skip the spot, or did I do a seed and it didn't come up? Did I skip it and on accident? I don't know. But once they start getting big enough, then I put a little support on it. This one has support. The other 2 need to grow a little bit more. And we have been trying to do all of this in 100-degree heat every day since I started the seed. So we still have 100-degree heat expected into next week. And it's been beyond 100 degrees. Like yesterday was 105, and I'm growing out here. So here is my striped neck squash. Boy, those birds are really, really having a heyday this morning. I guess they like the coolness back here relative to the front yard. So that's the first bed. And the second bed over here are beets, tomatoes, okra, potatoes. It's kind of has a little rhythm to it. Beets, tomatoes, okra, potatoes. So here's the beets. I started them from seed. So here's what they look like. And most things are going to take 55 to 60 days. Some things are going to take a little bit longer than that, but we have such a large growing season. And this is a celebrity tomato, and I have 2 little ones here. So when they get a little bit bigger, I will split them up. And then I have one here, celebrity. So that one came up fine. This was a half-price plant, and I trimmed it out. It's been in here 2 weeks. I don't know how long I should be waiting for fruit, but I don't see any flowers yet, unless this is going to be a flower right here. So maybe, or that might be, I don't know. We'll see. This is Better Boy, and there's no seedling here. So I don't know what happened, but he hasn't come up. There's one here. So there he is. One little guy. Took a long time to come up, so maybe this just needs more time. So these 3 are Better Boy, and then that one's a Whopper. It was a bigger plant, and I had to sacrifice part of it to take the stress off of the plant. And so it looks like it's two, but it's really coming out of one. It has like this weird arch at the bottom underneath the mulch here. So I couldn't separate it, but anyway, so that's what that one is. And no flowers or fruit beginning yet, but it's looking healthy, and I haven't had any issues yet with bugs. At first I had squash bugs or stink bugs out here, and every time I found one I did kill it. I don't like killing stuff, but I did squash the squash bug. This is okra. I'm excited about the okra because I love okra. I like pickled okra. So I'm hoping this does well. And then I have some sunflowers and things growing. This is kind of growing all, I don't know, wonky, squirrely looking. But that's that. And then I had some russet potatoes that went to seed that were from the grocery store. And so there was a couple of them left, and they just had these little nubs, these little eyes. And so I planted it with part of it still up out of the ground, and there's another one over there. So now that they've have these slips or shoots coming off of them, I'm going to mound up the dirt today and keep the dirt mounded to where just the leaves are coming out, and then keep piling the dirt for these potatoes and see how they do. Here I bought from rareseeds.com some sweet potato starters, and these slips, it's 5 slips. I expected them to look better than this. So I'm going to plant these. Now this is a Morning Glory family item here. So it likes lots of foliage, where the potatoes, if I leave them too uncovered, then they'll just kind of stop their process. But this needs lots and lots of foliage, so I'm giving it this trellis so it won't sprawl everywhere, and see how that goes. So I will spread the plants, and then as they grow vines, then I'll support them up onto the trellis. My sugar pie pumpkin and my sugar baby watermelon, I had this on the other side, but I'm going to plant some Japanese variety watermelons and some Japanese peppers over here. So I traded places. When I went to move this, which I had seen a seedling come up on the other side, but when I went to move it, it wasn't there, it was gone. So I don't know if it didn't survive, if something ate it, but it was gone. So, but the watermelon sugar babies, so I have 3, and so that's good. I have 3 here. There's a little spider on there. You see the little spider guy? And of course the flies are crawling all over me. That cardboard, I've been keeping the weeds from growing on the open space, and it was so wet when I went to move it, it just kind of fell apart. I have more tomato plants here. These were additional 50% off plants because I was getting a late start and I didn't know if the seedlings would come up, but we see that we have a few that are coming up for those. But this is a Sweet 100, and it's growing really nicely. It's shooting up, but I don't see any flowers just yet. So no fruit or flowers just yet. If you have any suggestions, I know that it had some on it when I bought it. Let me know. Let us all know in the comments below. This one is an heirloom black creme, and it was just a little bit bigger, not much bigger, but I had to sacrifice part of the top because it was curling from too much heat stress, not from a disease, I don't believe. And this branch right here is still curling a little bit, but the new foliage is not. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. And the new foliage has nice hair to it. So I know, like, anytime we had successful tomatoes, they had beautiful little hairs on the leaves. I don't know if you can see that with the sunlight, and along the stalks. So there's really nice hair here you can see in the sun. You see that? So that tells me that it's a happy plant. This one is a husky red cherry, and this one's probably like 12 inches tall. This one's like 8 inches tall, and the Sweet 100 is probably 24, 26 inches tall. So that's that. Then this cardboard is covering an empty space for some fall stuff. Back here I started some cilantro, and it's kind of not gotten a very good start because this cardboard kept blowing over on top of my cilantro. So there's a few little plants growing off in here, but not as many as I planted. And this is trumpet vine. So I fight with this all the time. We've been here a long time. We've been here 26, 27 years. And although trumpet vine is very pretty, it's not helpful to me in my garden, in my yard, and it grows everywhere. It's prolific, it takes over, it's so invasive. And the next bed is, I have zinnias right here in the front, and I have garlic that I planted. And some things say that garlic is like 90 days. I did read 9 months, and I kind of want to believe that the 9 months is probably the real deal, so we'll see. But I planted zucchini in these 3 spots, and I really didn't have any zucchini coming up properly back here. That looks like that's a zucchini struggling to come up, but I did go ahead and plant another seed 2 days ago. And then these 2 plants, I could separate them and move one, so I may go ahead and move one over to an empty spot, but I did start another seed just in case, and I'll keep the best. So the little flowers are coming up, and I don't see any sprouts coming off of the garlic just yet, but we will see. So that's that. Then I have, these were half price plants. I actually got these 2 in one pot, and oh look guys, look, there is some little stuff coming in. Let me get this way so you can see. So there are some little buds here for, I bet that's, oh look, there's a little flower there for my peppers. And so I'm excited. Yay! Some kind of progress. I did plant one hot pepper over there on the other side. I don't think it's come up. So here's my cucumber plants, and you can tell the ones that are getting some sun are starting to wilt, but they're growing good and they're getting nice and hairy, so that's great. Swiss chard, little plants back here. So I have some Swiss chard coming up. Back here I planted a honeydew, and it didn't come up. So 2 days ago I put down a couple of seeds, I think 3 across here, so I would have a chance at 1 or 2 of the plants coming up. And so we'll have, this is just a shoe rack. Then I have another batch of pole beans here for this teepee setting, and so I may have to put some additional stakes in here for because I have so many pole beans. But so that's that. I have spinach trying to come up here. I was just testing it out, but I will continue to do some additional succession planting, and especially when the weather cools down, I will put out more. But I just wanted to put a few to see how they would do. This one is kale, and it doesn't really want to stand up yet, but There's a few kale plants in here, and some spinach, and then some blank space over there. I'll probably grow some more peppers or something. And so that's it. So in a while, I'm going to plant these, and I'll talk about those in another video. And I have more seed to plant today. I am still struggling from being sick. I'm not sick anymore, but it's just the fatigue. So I'm kind of out of breath, and so I'm gonna get a few things done and get in from the heat. I need to drink some more water. I've been trying to record this over and over today to share this information with you and the success that I've had thus far in my 100+ degree Texas garden. I'm excited that it's even growing at all because it's a beast out here. So that's my garden so far, and I appreciate your support. Like and subscribe, so I'll keep posting more content. Now I'm all splotchy from all this shade and the sun, but I'm just trying to receive all your cool thoughts and all this heat. I'm sure you're sending lots of cool thoughts my way, and stay blessed, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.